Hello, what's up? Welcome back, ghouls and gals. Today we are on part 16 of weird, underrecommended, underrated, gruesome, disturbing, strange, just all different kinds of horror movies that you've never heard of or you've never seen. Now, I know there are some in this series that you probably have heard of or have seen, but I almost guarantee that in this specific video, there is not a single movie on this list that you have seen or heard of. I really tried to dig deep here, and I really tried to give you a variety of different recommendations in this video. So I have 10 more weird, strange, underrecommended, underrated, all those good kinds of horror movies that you may not have ever heard of. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give this a thumbs up, subscribe for more, check out all of my links down below if you'd like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. There is a letterboxd list corresponding to every single movie I have mentioned in this series. There is now 160 movies that I dare you to watch all of in that list. Actually, hey, I double dog dare you. So let's get started with part 16. This is gonna be a good one. Starting off with Cold Fish from 2010. The lives of a bored suburban couple are changed forever when a seemingly nice old man gives their daughter a job at his fish store, but soon his gruesome hobbies are brought to light. And number 9, let's talk about Liquid Sky from 1982. An alien creature invades New York's punk subculture in its search for an opiate released by the brain during an orgasm. I mean, obviously, what else would an alien be looking for? Hello? Moving into something a little more family friendly at number 8, Book of Monsters from 2018. Sophie's 18th birthday becomes a bloodbath when monsters descend upon her house, devouring the guests and killing anyone who tries to leave. To survive the night, Sophie must face her destiny. Monsters are real, and she is the only one who can stop them. Moving into Abominable from 2006, a man crippled in an accident returns to the woods after rehabilitation, certain he'll not see Bigfoot again. I don't recommend too many Bigfoot movies, but I definitely wanted to throw one on this list. This one feels more bleak, but In a Glass Cage from 1986. A mysterious teenager named Angelo cares for Klaus, a German doctor with a dark past who lives trapped in an iron lung. All right, moving on. This one comes from director of Tetsuo the Iron Man, Shinya Tsukamoto, fan favorite here. And number 5, let's talk about Hiruko the Goblin from 1991. A goblin is sent to Earth to behead students and turn their bodies into demons. Fantastic. This is our last 80s horror recommendation on this list. You know I love 80s horror. At number 4, Next of Kin from 1982. After Linda inherits a retirement home, she witnesses a series of strange events that seem connected to a dark and unspeakable evil. And hey, before I get into the top 3, speaking of retirement homes, I wrote a whole short story about a retirement home and people who may or may not be based on my grandparents. So if you want to check that out, I will leave it linked down below. It is a short, very short horror thriller story. For $1 on our website, you'll be able to read the whole thing now. Sundowners, a love story. But let's get into the final 3 films on this list. At number 3, we have Singapore Sling from 1990. A man searching for his long-lost lover is kidnapped by her killers, an insane mother and daughter duo, and they force him to commit various sexual atrocities with them. Horrific. But at number 2, this film wants to be so many different things. The Clown at Midnight from 1998. Upon the reopening of the Opera House, where her mother was murdered, a teen and her friends become the targets of a deranged killer dressed in a clown costume, of all things. And at number 1, let's talk about Hellhole from 2022, not to be confused with Hellhole from 2024. In 1987 Poland, a police officer investigating mysterious disappearances infiltrates a remote monastery and discovers a dark truth about the clergy. So that brings us to the end. Let me know if you have heard of, if you have watched, if you want to watch any of these movies that I've mentioned. If I could recommend one of these films for you to check out immediately, it would be Hiruko the Goblin. I love Shinya Tsukamoto, and I just think he has such a creative way of making art. So if that's something that's up your alley, definitely seek that one out. And on that note, I will leave you there. My next video will hopefully be our deep dive on Georgie from It, and then we'll get weird for the rest of the month. You know, we have our themed movie weeks here, and for the month of May, we'll be talking extraterrestrial alien horror. I'm very excited about that one. We're finally going to watch Fire in the Sky. I've been putting that one off for way too long. I'm ready to be scarred. So check out the letterboxd list down below, and I'll see you then. Sayonara, Spooky Fam.